Now to this one from hours ago inside a local courtroom. A judge has agreed to remove Clark County's disgraced public administrator from office.
Yeah, Robert Tellis has been behind bars for nearly a month now. Of course, he's accused of murdering a local journalist who reported on the turmoil inside his office. News 3's Kyle Wilcox has more on today's court hearing and what's next for Tellis.
A judge granted Clark County's request to remove Robert Tellis from his elected position. He agreed that Tellis could perform his job duties from inside a jail cell. Tellis was in court this morning as his defense attorney argued his case to the judge virtually. Judge David Jones asked Tellis's counsel how Tellis could do his job as the head of the public administrator's office while detained. His attorney argued that Tellis sent over a power of attorney and was doing the best he could under the circumstances now that he had access to video and a phone. Judge Jones questioned whether that's enough. He also posed a question as to why Tellis can't afford a private attorney if he's still working. He guessed Tellis was making $10,000 a month. The judge referred to a signed financial affidavit multiple times that says Tellis expected to lose his job due to his conduct and wouldn't have any income. Jones acknowledged Tellis is still innocent, but agreed that he was neglecting the position's responsibilities.
And he himself said, I expect, based upon my conduct, based upon what I have provided to the county in my conduct, that I'm going to be released from my own position. I expect that to happen. That speaks volumes to this court.
A spokesperson with Clark County says that they will now appoint someone to take over as public administrator until January 1st. A new public administrator will be elected this November.
We're in the red. That's how one local cannabis dispensary described the impact of inflation on business. Good evening. I'm Marie Morter.
And I'm Jim Snyder. The state's Cannabis Compliance Board tracks this very carefully down to the ounce, and they say tax revenue from marijuana sales, it's dropping. News 3's Andrew Nomura joins us live with how the ripple effects from inflation are now hitting local dispensaries.
Well, Jim, Maria, as prices go up for things like gas and groceries and other essentials, well, it seems like people are just choosing to spend their money somewhere else, and dispensaries are filling it.
Well, year over year, we've seen a definite impact. We're about 25% down year over year. We're definitely in the red right now.
Manager Larry Collins says Cookies here on the Strip is taking a hit when it comes to inflation.
So it's affected our hours that we've been able to allot to our associates. It's affected how much we actually spend on how much cannabis we normally get. But we've seen about a 40% drop in what we've been making per person, but we've only seen a 25% drop in actual YOY.
And his dispensary is not the only one seeing a drop. According to a new report from the Cannabis Compliance Board, marijuana taxable sales took a 4% drop in fiscal year 2022 compared to 2021. The board sending this statement saying in part, the industry did see a dip in sales in the first part of the year, and adding cannabis businesses are not immune to the effects of inflation as consumers adjust their spending habits, like Cam Titus.
Definitely cutting back. Times are tough, like to save money. Just the inflation is definitely a factor.
An avid user who has chronic pain with 2 knee surgery.
Well, they doubled the price of my favorite edibles, right? It's kind of annoying. It's like I'm used to buying a certain amount, and now I'm buying less, just out of, money's got to go to better things.
Well, nearly $150 million of cannabis revenue went to the state education fund.
Red Rock Area Housing Project gets the green light. Today, an exclusive look at the site through developer Jim Rhodes. He took our Ophelia Young for a tour of what's expected to be a neighborhood built on a hill outside of Southern Nevada natural treasure.
I toured Blue Diamond Hill behind me, and the land really is like Swiss cheese. It's carved out and scarred. In an exclusive News 3 interview, I spoke with home developer Jim Rhodes, who says reclaiming this land with a housing development has been the plan for decades.
Land that's been drilled and carved out since 1904. Gypsum Mines is one of Nevada's oldest employers.
So you can see what 118 years of mining does to the land.
Jim Rhodes is the owner today of the mines and these 2,400 acres, much of it scarred. Though mining continues, Rhodes has been planning the next steps.
This property's always been subject to a reclamation plan, and the reclamation plan is always to build a housing community up here.
But that plan has been a battle against conservation groups since 2003 when he closed on the land, and county commissioners caught in the middle. The most recent issue, an access road on BLM land, but Jim promises it will be addressed.
Always what you do first in a roadway and right-of-ways is first you understand how many units there is to design to, and then you have a traffic engineer.
And though the project will be near the Red Rock Canyon Conservation Area,
It's a fine science. The survey boundaries, this is not in Red Rock.
it would be on the other side of State Route 159, within the Scenic Byways semicircle.
So what do you consider this then? If it's not Red Rock, what do you call it?
Private property in Clark County, Nevada.
Yesterday, commissioners reluctantly agreed on the project in a unanimous vote.
Although I think I and my colleagues here on the County Commission and so many others would love to see that area preserved, it isn't a gypsum mine. It's an active gypsum mine, and so this is not pristine land.
Commissioner Jones says his vote was about respecting Rhodes' property rights. Now Rhodes says he is free to express himself and meet a reclamation promise.
Because it's the best piece of property in Las Vegas, maybe that's a curse, or maybe it's great, but it is a wonderful piece, as you can see.
Now, the homes will be built along roads that have already been partially paved by construction trucks. Jim Rhodes says his original vision was 5,000 homes. That number has been cut down to 429, which is why county commissioners say they voted for it.
Hi everybody, I'm Reed Cowan from News 3 Las Vegas. We want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Remember, you can always see more of our videos by clicking on the video links. And also don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our YouTube updates. Thanks for watching.